All right, everybody, I'm here with today's winning coach. It's Coach Olajuwon Cooper. You guys come out here in your first home game of the season, get the job done in a 33-0 win. You know, you go out there in the first half. I know you personally. I know it wasn't the type of football you wanted to play. What changed in the second half?
I'll tell you what, our guys, our preparation has been pretty good throughout the summer, in the spring and all that stuff. So we like to treat it like anytime we get an opportunity, we want to make sure our preparation's in place so that when we get the opportunity, we're actually able to take advantage of it. So in the second half, it was just smoother. I would say the first half wasn't bad. We just kept getting bogged down. There were times where we gash them, and then we get a negative play, and now we're behind the sticks. So in the second half, I just feel like we played more cohesive. Losing James Guyton, that's a huge loss for us, man. Like, James is an animal, a committed kid, a leader. As you can see, they took him out, and I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about him, but they took him out in the ambulance, and never in a million years did I expect James to be back on the sideline before the game was over. So James coming back definitely infused some intensity into our team with those guys seeing him. But more importantly, we just got some seniors, man, and we got some guys that maybe they haven't been on the field yet, they haven't been the guys yet, but again, the summer prepared those guys to come out here and play at a high level. Seeing Nathan Cameron score 2 touchdowns tonight, he's a hard-ass worker. Excuse my language, but he works hard. So to see that guy get a reward, and not just for himself, but, you know, on the strength of our team is just, I think it speaks to, yeah, every team's going to load up and try and stop number 80. He's a hell of a football player. But we got some other guys that can go too. So I just thought it was more cohesive in the second half.
You know, you talk about the guys that had to step up because you guys lost a huge senior class, not just in numbers, but in guys who actually made a difference on this team. And you had some guys who really kind of found their way tonight. You know, you talk about Nate Swartfigure. You talk about a guy in Nolan Standel who makes one of the biggest plays in the game on a breakup play by J.J. Dufour, just throwing that thing down on the field, Standel not taking no for an answer. How did you get that type of work out of these guys?
Well, they just understand it could be any guy. Our offense is an equal opportunity employer per se. So we understand, again, based on matchups, based on looks, that, you know, certain things are going to go a certain way. So it's important for those guys to come out and make plays. And again, they've made plays all summer. So when you come out on a Friday night and you've never done it before, it's not too big if you've prepared for the moment. So we had a plethora of guys step up, from Jeffrey Carrick starting at left guard for us. Jeffrey Carrick is not a lineman per se, or he wasn't a lineman coming into the offseason, but he's a selfless team player. So he stepped in, did an admirable job. When James goes down, Zach Maple, a sophomore, never been on a varsity field before, steps in and does a great job, is able to take the coaching and then go out on the field and apply it. So we just got a bunch of guys that are hungry, and we stress the opportunity, so that when it comes and these lights are pretty bright, that you won't miss the opportunity. You won't have any regrets. So I'm just happy as heck for those guys, to see those guys come out and make plays, but more importantly for our team to put it all together and go out and beat a strong St. John team. They got some players over there, man. I'll tell you what, great deal of respect for St. John, great deal of respect for Coach Delgosh, great respect for the coaching staff. And then they got players that I'm pretty close to. Known Chase Newsome a good portion of his life, have worked with Anthony Benedict from the quarterback position, and know Gus Petro because his family is pretty close as far as my son and Gus's older brother. So there's a lot of great kids over there, and they're going to get drastically better. But more importantly, I'm thankful to St. John for taking the opportunity to play us. Wanted to play St. John for a long time. For whatever reason, it didn't happen. So again, kudos to them for bringing not only Edgewood and the St. John communities together, but for bringing Ashtabula County together, which anytime you can have a local game like this, it's not really about who wins or loses. It's about our community really coming together and being able to celebrate young high school athletes that have paid the price to be on the field and be celebrated up under these lights. So just great for Ashtabula as a whole.
So, you know, you got it done here on the home field. Next week, you got to take this show on the road against a very, very tough Harvey team. What are some of the things you guys are going to be focusing on this week?
I'm telling you right now, man, Harvey has always got some athletes, and they typically produce some bodies that you're like, man, like this is just a body you had walking through the school. So they just have some athletes, and they're going to be big athletes, meaning like they're not big sloppy guys. They're going to have some big guys that move well, and I think Coach Jones is doing a heck of a job so far, taking over for Coach Monner, who left. But Harvey's definitely going to present some problems. Based on all the knowledge I have, they had some transfers come in that made their team even better. So we're aware of those guys. We got a great deal of respect for the Harvey program. So we're going to go down there, put our best foot forward, but more importantly, we're going to take a great opportunity this week to prepare, take it one day at a time, and our goal is just to be 1-0 at the end of the week. So next week, we'll take it down to Painesville and try and get 1-0, but understand it's going to be a tough task. But again, preparation kind of takes care of those things.
Well, next week is next week, but tonight is the night for the Warriors. Congratulations on getting your first win of this season, and best of luck for the rest of the year.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. We sincerely appreciate it.